Welcome back to the Papa Do Podcast.
Papa Do! Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Papa Do Podcast. I am home from vacation in the proper Papa Do Podcast studio. I am no longer angry. Okay, I'm pissed off again. Okay, he's gone. We're not doing that again. I severely apologize for the last episode. I was angry at Joe the whole time. He died and then came back. It was just an absolute piss poor shit show. But we're back now. Everything's nice and steady. We have some stuff ready to talk about today. Joe, before you take that sip of water, why don't you do some talking? Tell everybody what we're doing today.
Oh, yeah. Well, what we're doing is we're telling you to follow the Papa Do Podcast on TikTok and Instagram at Papa Do Podcast. Make sure to listen to us on Spotify or wherever you like to listen to your podcasts. The word Spotify is just like built into my tongue.
Follow Spotify, please.
I don't even know how to say brain, but yeah. If you listened last episode, you didn't miss much, but at the same time, you missed everything. So take that for what you will if you missed it, because I titled it Worst Episode of All Time or whatever I titled it. Maybe you should go back and give it a chance. Sometimes bad could be good. For example, Megan Good is bad. But it's
okay.
But it's good in two ways. She's bad.
Double entendres. Okay. Okay.
And it's a good thing. You know what I mean? Shouts to Jonathan Majors. Don't kill me. But yeah. Well, they're married. They're married now. Jonathan Majors and Megan Good are married. So, And
shout out to that must have been an awkward time over the last year for him and her.
Well, from what I understand from an interview that he had with Stephen A. Smith, he was basically saying that if it wasn't for her, he might not have gotten through it. So,
damn,
there is that. Of course, he might have said that just to get some pussy that night. I don't know. I mean, you got to do what you got to do.
Extreme lengths.
That's some
extreme lengths. I probably would have offed myself if that pussy wasn't there for me.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Speaking of pussy,
all right.
No, I don't know.
Speaking of undying love and beautiful music about love,
we're not gonna jump into the topics just yet, but we do have songs of the week. Songs of the week is back. We're gonna talk about a certain music video that dropped today, and then we're gonna talk about our white rap. Let me adjust the glasses for this one. Our white rapper Mount Rushmore list.
It's like, got to do the Nardwuar voice for that one.
Yeah.
The whole segment, you got to be Nardwuar.
We're going to do our white rapper Mount Rushmore list.
And that never gets old. I'm sure that was very pleasurable for the Spotify listeners.
Oh, yeah. I got all up in that ear. Like a Q-tip. I'm not on the Mount Rushmore white rapper list. I just want to make that.
Especially with bars like that. That was terrible. But, yeah, that's on the plans for today. Probably have some random-ass segments tossed in there, but it's going to be a great episode. Like all episodes are great, even the bad one, as previously discussed.
I'm not going to lie, that rant that you did last week where you talked about so many things that piss you off, that whatever came to mind was just, I listened to that segment so many times. And I thought it was hilarious. Actually, if you did want to read comments from last episode, because we encourage people to make comments on the YouTube channel and on Spotify too. You can put comments there now. We were the future. I'm just saying, bro. We were the future.
We really were. I need some dollars for that. We need some percentage points. We came up with the idea of Spotify comments years ago.
We did. But if you want to read comments on this podcast, if you want to do it, Crypt, then read the ones that are the insults to me. Those are probably the most entertaining ones.
With pleasure.
So you could do that. By the way, did you know, if you are listening to this, that 2 days ago of us recording this, 3 days ago of you hearing this, was the 5-year anniversary of the Papa Do Podcast.
I didn't know that, actually. That's crazy. 5 years?
5 years.
completely steady, nonstop, one episode a week for 5 years. I can't believe we did that. It's almost like we didn't.
That's what makes the anniversary seem a little dimmed down or just not as exciting or not as celebrative, if you will. But yeah, 5 years. 5 years ago, we discussed the Poppin' Cypher, which was KSI's challenge, the Poppin' Challenge. And we were discussing who was going to win the Poppin' Challenge. People had no idea that it was completely rigged and that you were going to win it from the jump.
Yeah. I mean, I paid my way in that for sure. I spent a lot of money to make sure I won that contest.
And then we talked something about Quadeca, and then I'm not sure what else. Oh, there was a beef. There was a beef going on at that time. Was
that Screwing Up Church?
At that time?
Maybe?
I don't think so. Damn.
Was it Luke Gone in Upchurch?
Yeah, Luke Gone.
Luke Gone and Screw.
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
I know we did a whole episode on. We did a lot of beefs back in the day. That was when everything was.
Well, that's because it was beefy.
The Papa Do podcast.
It was beefy, bro.
We love beef. Everybody loves beef. Everybody loves drama. I think our most played episode of the new season was about beefs. Was it not? It usually is. Everybody loves drama.
Segment video, I know for sure, was about beef. Because then you had you and Dax. You had Gone and Screw.
Man.
There was other ones. So
I know there was Upchurch and Screw. There's Screw and probably somebody else.
it gets
Luke
clicks,
and
man.
Screw. Luke and somebody else. Luke in 6 seconds. That was one at 1.2.
Okay. That might have been before. That might have been before the podcast. I'm not sure. But me and my eyebrows, people like
Biggest beef of all.
Yeah. People. Yeah, we haven't
do
talked
like
in a
beef.
while, bro. We just are not on the same page. So it's just, it's tough. But people love beef. People love pork. Speaking of pork, I went to the zoo today. I know you weren't expecting this. And I saw some
what the hell's
pigs.
happening? Okay.
I saw some pigs.
Okay.
Listen, this zoo, we're going to rate these songs, or I hope you're ready. I have my ratings.
Where the fuck is this going?
I have
Can you
my
connect
ratings
this,
for
please?
songs of the week from 1 out of 10. I have ratings for that. I got to rate this zoo 4 out of 10. When's the last time you went to a zoo?
It's been a number of years.
Yeah, I went to the zoo, and I saw animals. And you know what some of the coolest animals were that I saw at this zoo? Koi fish.
Koi fish.
They were so fucking cool and like social and big. They were like massive.
Social? Were they just out talking to you? Giving you
Yeah,
high
like
fives?
moving their fish lips or whatever they do, and swimming over to where the people were, not trying to stay far away like all these other asshole animals at the zoo that try to stay as far away as fucking possible. Bitch, I paid a ticket. Okay, I paid for 2 tickets for me and wifey Lou. All right, we're in here trying to have
Wait,
a
you
good
didn't even
fucking
take your
time and get
child?
pictures. Oh yeah.
Did you take your child?
Yeah, he came.
Okay. I was like, did you just leave the child at home? You guys went on a zoo date?
No. He tagged along. But it's just not the best zoo. They had wolves, but they had like the smallest species of wolves imaginable.
That's just a fucking dog.
I know. That's what I said when I saw
It's like
it.
it's a husky.
She was like, "Oh, is that the wolf?" I was like, "Nah, that's a coyote, isn't it? Over there." But yeah, it was called a red wolf, and they are endangered. But yeah, pretty small. Pretty small. When you see them up close, you see the difference. Like wolves look a lot more menacing up close than dogs do.
Man.
But
Remind me to never go to the zoo in Connecticut. It sounds like a shit zoo.
yeah, it's not the best
Shit
zoo.
zoo, which is a dog.
Yeah. That's the dog.
Man, I'm
that
just such
I
a
grew up
rapper,
with.
dude. I should be on that Mount Rushmore of white rappers. I can't wait to talk about that.
Yeah, I can't wait to tell you how much you're on that. For
Totally on that list.
Yeah, 100%.
It's a very massive mountain. There's room.
All right.
All right, where's the segue? Why the fuck did we just talk about a zoo for 5 minutes?
I don't know. I just wanted to share that I went to the zoo. Okay, so that was basically it. I would have liked to talk about more animals that I saw there, like the fucking spider monkeys. It was dope. One stole a piece of lettuce from another spider monkey. There was beef. There's beef there. I probably could have made that a segue to get into there. I'm gonna find the segue. Give me like 20 seconds. I'll find it. There were spider monkeys. I
think aquariums are better than zoos. I like aquariums more.
We're going there next.
We're going there next. Exotic species. I saw a penguin bust a nut at an aquarium one time. Dude, he was up on the top. There was like this whole sanctuary of penguins, like maybe 300 or 400 in a little sanctuary. And there was 2 of them up at the top on this mountain peak. And all of the penguins were watching it. And there's like maybe 100 people in this auditorium watching these penguins just go about their life. And there's 2 of them just going to town up there. King penguin, bust a nut. All right, you see it kind of ooze out. It was very gross.
Ew.
But when he did it, he flung his right wing up in the air, and then he fell over. It was the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life at an aquarium. Bust a nut, arm up in the air, fell over. It was hilarious.
Now I'm having second thoughts of bringing my family to the aquarium next.
Yeah,
Speaking of busting a nut,
there it is.
SZA.
SZA?
Speaking of busting a nut, SZA and Kendrick Lamar dropped a music video for their extremely, extremely popular, successful song, Luther. Now, this music video that came out is directed by Karina Evans, Toronto-based director.
I know who that is.
Toronto-based director.
You know who else is Toronto-based?
This was clearly a shot at Drake.
I can't wait to see the edits for this short. It's going to be great. Speaking of busting nuts, Drake. It's going to be great.
Yeah, I mean, she's directed Drake's music video for God's Plan, Nice for What, I'm Upset, In My Feelings. So clearly if she's done that and has as Drake as a resume of a client that she's worked with, clearly this music video is a shot at Drake, right?
Yeah, everything Kendrick does is a shot at Drake. What the fuck are you talking about? Dude can't get away with anything without it.
Well, you don't know fucking hip-hop? Jesus Christ. I will say
there are
so
many directors out there, and I want to know, like, who else has she worked with? Like, how popular is she? I know she's Toronto-based, but, like, has she worked with other artists for music videos? Surely she has, but, I mean, I'm sure Drake has worked. He's got hundreds of music videos. I'm sure they've crossed paths before. This can't be the only time.
Yeah, I mean, she's shot for a lot of mainstream artists, Coldplay, Chloe, J-Rock, but, you know, and SZA. I think she's actually worked with SZA before, so maybe that was the link.
Yeah, that's got to be the link.
Yeah, I think that's the link. But on the surface, this is what people are going to say.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, maybe just for the sake of the clicks, we can make a little comparison and say which one we like better between the Nokia music video and the Luther music video after we discuss it. So
okay.
I do want to know what you thought about this video because I forced you to watch it.
You did. He says forced because I'm just so tired of Kendrick versus Drake. I am unbelievably tired of it.
This has nothing to do with Kendrick versus Drake.
It does. You just literally made it about Kendrick versus Drake. That was
for the clicks.
I thought it was actually a pretty cool music video. It felt very intimate.
Yeah.
Which is obviously what the song is supposed to be with, you know, the Luther Vandross sample.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it was awesome how much the sample played. And like it actually, the song itself played at the end of the video, which I don't know if Kendrick gave up the money for the music video or if that got cleared. And, you know, Luther Vandross' estate notoriously doesn't like to clear stuff. So I don't know. It felt intimate. And the GNX being covered in red, very symbolic for murder and also love.
Wow.
And he killed Drake with love. Or he loved killing Drake.
Stop connecting it to Drake.
I just wanted to go down the rabbit hole there. Yeah, very intimate, and it was shot well. It was cool. I like the back and forth
video. I'm sorry.
Had been somewhere in Toronto, I felt like. Because that little elevator they're riding on the skyscraper, I've never seen that before. And I've visited most large U.S. cities.
Damn. I thought it was downtown L.A., but I don't know. Maybe you're right. Where did they shoot Luther music video? Yeah, by the way, Stuart has the day off today. Okay, I am kind of right. Okay, yeah, they was shot in Cali, in LA.
Great.
I didn't know about
I messed that one up.
The elevator either, but yeah, I thought those elevator shots were really cool in this music video. SZA looked really, really good in the hallway. I'll say that. There weren't a lot of close-ups of her face.
Yeah.
Why am I going hard on her right now?
I don't know. Just
nice
do it,
ass,
I guess.
not enough face shots.
All right.
No, but,
same for Kendrick. Nice face, not enough ass shots.
That's fucking good. Yeah, the video felt very intimate, and there's a lot of cool ways that they achieved that. Now you're making me really appreciate the artistry of the video a little bit. First of all, Kendrick and SZA were always apart in the video.
Right.
And they both had their significant other or whatever for the sake of the video in the video with them. But at times that you saw them together, they were like in the elevator together and going up or going down. Like there was something that was, that you're in close confines together. There's no escaping each other when you're in an elevator. So that comes to mind. Then there was just, these close-up shots that I thought were a little... It was weird seeing Kendrick like this, but him being all lovey-dovey with whoever the woman was in certain shots.
Was that not Whitney? Was that not his wife, girlfriend?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe.
Lady?
I don't know.
It looked like her, but I couldn't tell.
Maybe he thought it was her too. Maybe there's gonna be a whole issue that comes out about that. I thought it was my wife. I don't fucking know. But yeah, there's a lot of cool things they did there to make it feel really intimate, and also nobody else was in the video besides those four, SZA, Kendrick, and then the two other. Whenever a couple was together, nobody else was around at all.
Right.
And clearly we were.
They were like mad in each other's face, like inches away, like making out basically without lips smacking. They were right there.
Yeah, but that was kind of the cool part about using the sample that way, because it's kind of like the music you would listen to with your significant other in the perfect world. You know what I mean? Like have Luther Vandross playing in the background. You better clear the sample, or I'ma haunt you. What the fuck was that? Let's get on this elevator and get the fuck out of here. Kendrick shot somebody in this video.
Did he?
He did shoot a gun.
He shot a gun, but I didn't see a person. I thought he just shot it in the air.
Well, we'll never know. Maybe it was duck season. Maybe it was
Drake.
It was a shot at Drake.
Because the red GNX was behind him when he did it.
Jesus Christ.
Right there in the air. I'm sure. Did he fire it 6 times? 6 shots for Drake? It was just once.
Not 6 times. How many?
But if you slow it down, that one shot was in 6 frames.
Well, let's just break it down.
So there's the connection right there.
It's up to you. Everything great about the shot that Kendrick took.
I can make a 10-minute video out of it. Don't test me.
Oh, jeez.
I'm sure I can figure it out.
All right, which music video do you like better? Luther or Nokia?
I mean, I don't really have an answer. Like, neither one of them were, like, blowing me away. Like, I don't know. They were cool music videos, but they're not, like, a top music video of all time.
No.
I don't really remember a whole lot from Nokia all that much. And as far as, I guess, the music video for Luther, I like the aspects that it added to the song because of the letting the sample play out a little bit more of the pauses and just... It added more to it. Nokia was just the song and music video, like the standard style. So I'll go with Luther.
All right, I would go with Nokia because just more bitches, some nostalgia, technology.
See, that's you. You're so shallow.
The choreography I thought was cool, and it was just more of a fun video. Just more of a fun video. And I think I like that song anyway better than Luther, personally.
Yeah. With Luther, I like SZA's part, and I like when SZA and Kendrick are together. I hate Kendrick's part. Like, that intro, I cannot stand it. It just sounds so weird to me. But when they're together and when it's just her, it's beautiful. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, go ahead, keep doing it. It's fantastic. I love hearing it again. Yep. Copyright claim.
Do you think that could do it? Could that actually trigger it?
I got a copyright claim one time for humming an Eminem melody one time.
My boy was just whistling Dixie. It was like, Dixie! You're copyright claim.
I think, I'm almost certain I just said, I'm not afraid. Like, I did that, and I got claimed. The whole video. It was wild. I need to go back and find that. I know that for a fact that happened.
That's disgusting.
I might have said a little bit more than that, but I never played the beat, never played the song. I just sang it myself. Acapella, claimed.
One last thing that I just want to say, and it's not me humming or singing a melody, so you don't have to worry about that, was SZA standing on those big circular platforms, those pillars. I thought that was a really cool shot. And it made me want her to jump to different pillars like a fucking frog on lily pads.
Jump off the pillar! Die!
No, that's not what I meant. To jump from one pillar to another.
Oh, Joey's dying.
Yep, death is a real thing. Speaking of a real thing,
the Luther music video. Well,
what'd you just say?
What is it?
What?
I was just gonna say that's the end of the segment, but you gotta segue. So segue out of the segment to a new segment.
You know, I always got to wait to the segue.
Do it.
Okay. Speaking of a real thing, wait, is that what I said? Yeah.
I think so.
Lucky Shoes is not a real thing. Tech Nine has a new song called J6s.
That was great. Unison we did right there.
J6s. Actually, those are probably all the octaves that are in that hook when he sings it, because it's pretty stacked up, pretty layered.
It is.
So, Tech Nine dropped a new song called J6s, produced by JPZ. I'm on my P's and Q's today. I got the producer for every song for the Songs of the Week. By the way, Crypt, this is the Songs of the Week.
Songs of the Week! Bow!
So, always an easier text to send to Crypt whenever I have a Tech Nine song on the roster for Songs of the Week, because I feel like I'm not, just making him listen to something crazy, which we will get into in a little bit.
We will.
But yeah, I definitely want your thoughts first on this. You know how how I feel about Tech Nine, sorta, kinda,
Yeah.
I know he's your favorite rapper, so.
He is. He's definitely my favorite rapper. This song's not my favorite. It's got some cool moments to it. I like when Tech hits some melodies and try some different melodies, but the rapid stuff he did, I felt like I've heard it a bunch from him, like the classic triplet flows, and it's just I don't feel like he's getting bored of rap, but I am starting to hear a lot of the same things over and over again. But I can tell he's having fun with his choruses, which I can super appreciate. And I can still feel like he has some love for the music. And it was catchy. I mean, we both said J6s to start it. So there is a catchiness aspect to that melody. But, I mean, I bought a pair of Jordan 6s. Fun fact, okay, story time. So when I went to, where was that? Arizona with Futuristic, he owns a high-end shoe store called Guest List. I think it's called Guest List.
What? Who?
And I bought a Futuristic does.
He owns a shoe store?
Yeah, it's in the mall. It's big time.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's called Guest List. Anyway, this was years ago. He might not have it anymore, but I'm fairly certain he still does. I bought a pair of Jordan 6s there that were black and red and white, and I loved them. And when I brought him back, he's like, yo, those are the same shoes that Tech Nine bought at the store. I was like, no shit. I knew I loved that guy. We bought the exact same pair of shoes. And then I was taking those shoes off after a show one time, and the entire sole split from the bottom. I was very sad. They were old shoes. Very sad.
Damn. Yeah, that happened recently to me for my my mellows. I had mellows in mellow 9s, I think they were, and they were Knicks colors, which was pretty fucking dope. But yeah, the soul split recently because over time they just kind of become yard shoes or whatever. Sorry, Mello.
Yeah, I only wore mine on stage. They were my stage shoes,
and
I was so stupid. Yeah, because I was stupid. And I was taking my left shoe off with my right foot, kind of pushing on the back of the heel. You know, when you're lazy and fat, you do that sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
I did that, and it caught underneath the heel.
You can't do that to your J6s.
Yeah, they were not my lucky J6s, unfortunately.
Damn. Well.
Yeah, song itself, I give it a 7 out of 10. It was fine. It
7
wasn't the
out of
most
10.
memorable, but I still like it. I mean, it's Take 9. I'm always going to like aspects of the song.
Okay. Well, the first time I listened to this, I hated it. First time I listened to this, I fucking hated it. And I've been doing better at, coming back to these songs that we review and listening to them more than once, on loop if possible, like the playlist. Just loop it in the background so I can listen to it more like a casual listener rather than a fucking person with a magnifying glass trying to see every increment in detail and scrutinize.
Just making words up. I love it.
Scrutinize every aspect of the song. But yeah, I started to appreciate that cool chant more, that hook a lot more. For me, this was kind of cool to hear Tech Nine's like traditional chopping style that I thought I would hear him do on those different albums I listened to recently, like Ever Ready and Killer, because there wasn't a lot of that on those albums. So this was kind of cool for me to hear him in that bag and hear how effortless it was for him.
Very effortless.
Yeah. Speaking of effortless, the production sounded a little outdated and kind of cheap to me. It's just that simple pizzicato string the whole time. Blim, 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 blim. And then the drum sounds were like really uninspired and kind of generic to me. The hook was okay. The hook it's grown on me. It's grown on me, as you can tell, because I keep fucking singing it. But when he says, my lucky JS, my lucky J6S, I thought that was like the corniest way to end the hook. And I wish he didn't do that. But it is cool how he set up little stories throughout his verses, talking about how he got out of binds because of these shoes. It reminded me of the whole premise of the movie, Bow Wow's movie, Like Mike. I was thinking of that.
Like Mike, such a classic, dude.
Yeah, I was thinking of that the whole time when I was like listening to this. I was like, oh, lucky shoes. You put the shoes on and the world falls at your feet type thing.
Yep.
He also mentioned that the J6s are what Jordan was wearing when he hit the shot to win against the Utah Jazz in the finals.
I didn't catch that.
I believe that is... What, that would make these shoes really retro. Really fucking retro. But anyways, yeah, I'm going to give this one 5.5 out of 10. I don't know. It was okay, but I think as a production-minded person, as a music producer, if you will, it dragged it down for me, the production of the song, a little bit.
I got you.
But I think it would go crazy at a show. Just like most of his songs that I hear, those hooks, I'm like, this would go hard at a show.
He does that on purpose, too. He's always talked about how he writes his songs for performances.
We've talked about this
it makes a lot of sense.
At nausea. Hence why I got sick last episode that we had.
That's not the phrase. It's ad nauseum. It's one word.
Wait.
It's ad nauseum. It's a Latin word.
What the fuck does that mean?
Hold on. I looked this up one day.
Ad nauseum? Wait, I always thought it was at nausea, like to the point where you get sick.
No shot, that's what it is. Ad nauseum. Yeah.
It's the same concept though, right?
No, it's ad nauseum. One word. ADNAUSEAM.
What the fuck does that mean?
Referring to something that has been done or repeated so often that it becomes annoying or tiresome. Ad nauseum.
Wow.
It's a Latin phrase. I had it right. Fuck you. Man, it's so great when I have stuff right.
Wow, this one hurts a little bit. This one hurts
Ad
a little
nauseam.
bit, but at least I learned something new. And hopefully you did too on the Papa Do podcast. Let us know in the comments if you learned something new right there, because man, I've been saying ad nausea, bro. Like just ad nauseum.
That's great.
Ad nauseum.
Ad nauseum.
Ad nauseum?
Yes.
Like ad. Like I ran an ad. Ad
Yes,
nauseum.
ad.
Okay. Ad nauseum. Got it. All right. Well, speaking of ad nauseum, I played this song by Quavo and Lil Baby a lot. I don't know if that was a good segue, but Quavo and
That's
Lil
fine.
Baby dropped a song called Legends. Legends. Produced by Wizzy out of here.
That's great. You want to do it again?
Wheezy out of here. See, I gotta
Nice.
back up when I do it, so that way it sounds like Wheezy is actually out of here. Wheezy out of
Did
here.
you see where Lil Wayne thought that Future was shouting him out on every song he did that?
Did he?
Yeah, he did for like the first few songs. He thought Future was just shouting him out.
That's funny. Yeah,
hilarious.
shouts to Lil Wayne for admitting that. That's pretty cool. That's pretty funny. Yeah, okay, I gotta get over that. Get back, lock in. Whew. Yeah, so this song's called Legends, probably one of the more popular songs that dropped this past week. I mean, it's Quavo and Lil Baby, you know what I mean? Lil Baby, of course, coming off his album, Wham!
Wham!
One thing I noticed about Lil Baby's verse right off the bat is he did the same flow. Well, I didn't notice this right off the bat. I've noticed it after multiple listens. But right off the bat, he did the same flow that Future did on the Dumb and Dumber song that was on his album. Wham!
Yeah. Yeah.
You know
I
what?
wouldn't recognize the flow. I only listened to the song once, but I take your word for it.
That's kind of the flow.
It's very similar to what it sounds like.
Yeah, off Wham! Which of course is the thing that Emerald Lagasse says when he finishes garnishing a dish. He says bam. He doesn't say wham. I wanted you to correct me on it. I thought we could have got a clip out of that, but you fucked it up.
I don't even know the fuck you're talking about.
you don't watch cooking shows?
No.
Oh.
Oh, my wife is scorning my dogs outside. I don't know what's happening.
Don't succumb.
I'll find out later.
Okay.
I'll find out later. Let's keep her moving.
But yeah, Lil Baby kind of just let one bar breathe as soon as it was kind of a cool style. It's something I'm definitely gonna do on one of my songs going forward. Is like the beat comes in, drums, everything is there. Like the full loop is right there. It starts playing right off the bat, and then he let one bar go by, and then he jumps in. I kind of like that style when rappers do that because it's almost like. It's almost like that style of a freestyle on a radio show or something where they're like, all right, here, let me play a beat for you. And then you go in and they play it and then you think for like one bar or just take a moment to like catch the rhythm. And you're like, okay, I'm ready. And then you just go right in. I think it shows like it's a way of like showing confidence as a rapper, I think, when you structure a song that way. So I thought that was pretty cool. But I will say, I think Quavo had the hardest verse on this song. I love the way Quavo came in. I love the way he carried himself on this one. And, he had a tough task rapping after Lil Baby. So I thought he did it. I thought he did the damn thing. Yeah. Anyways, what are your thoughts?
I liked it. I thought it was all right. I do remember liking Quavo's verse better than Lil Baby's, which surprised me because I'm not the biggest Quavo fan, never really have been. But I don't know. Baby lately to me is just sounding like a lot more mumbly than I remember. Like it's getting a little harder to understand him.
Quavo?
And I guess no, Baby.
Oh, Lil Baby. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I guess Quavo compared to Lil Baby, like it was. I don't remember Quavo being that enunciated and like that sounding that proficient with a sound. So I was surprised. But, I mean, it felt like a million songs that I've heard before. So it's not bad. It's not great. It's just like, I feel like I've heard it a million times.
I think, yeah, I get you on that. I would say what you heard about Quavo, or what you thought you heard of Quavo sounded clearer than usual, was the ugly friend aspect, where a girl that's not that great looking is standing next to a woman that's also not good looking, but even worse
repulsive
looking. And then in comparison, that girl looks hotter because she's standing next to her ugly fucking friend. Stupid fucking ugly bitch. God,
little
put
baby,
down the
you're
fucking
an ugly
bags of
fucking
chips.
bitch.
You have fucking skin
Jesus.
issues. What the fuck is
Wow.
wrong with you? You're
got
flatter
eczema?
than my tire that one time that I was driving through fucking Naugatuck. All right.
Is that a town?
Yeah, that's a Connecticut town. It wasn't
Sounds
even
very
Naugatuck.
Connecticut. You guys have some fucked up town names.
I blew out a tire somewhere. Where did I blow out a tire? Was it Maryland? Bro, I don't
Did
fucking
you use
know.
protection?
What did you just say?
I said, did you use protection when you blew out a tire?
Is this some kind of
It's a
sexual...
sex thing.
Really? blow out
It's a
a
sex thing.
tire?
Yeah, you blow out somebody's back. Or you blow out a tire.
Well, I've never experienced that. No, I'm not as lucky as the fucking penguin at the aquarium. All right, that you alluded to earlier on.
Man, that joke was set up to a T. Speaking of T.
Oh, I was gonna have a segue for this.
Grizzley.
Yours is better.
Yeah,
better.
I don't have the name of the song written down, but it was kind of hard. Not even gonna lie. I wasn't expecting like that kind of style going into it. I've heard him a few times. I know I heard an Eminem feature he did and a handful of solo songs that I've checked out in the past. But the second I listened to it, it reminded me of Monitoring Me by Lil Durk that we just listened to.
Okay.
It's like very similar production-wise with those, the pace, like the lower piano styles. And the thing that pisses me off so much, that Lil Durk did it too, and I noticed it a lot more because I went back and listened to it earlier today. They do this, I don't know why, but every now and again, they like to rap just a little bit ahead of the beat.
Oh, that's
and it
T
pisses
Grizzly.
me off to no end.
That's T Grizzly to the T. That's
Pisses me off
it's
so
a
much.
Detroit.
I don't
It's a
understand
Detroit
it.
thing. It's a Detroit thing. If you notice,
Big Sean doesn't do that.
Eminem
doesn't do that.
He started to lean into it a little bit on Detroit 2. That album, he started to lean into it a little bit. Yeah, no, not Eminem or Royce. Like they don't do that. But
Right.
you know, T Grizzly, Babytron. There's other Pac-Man. What the fuck? BG. Somebody help me out here. This is why.
Pac-Man Jones.
No.
As a football player. Adam Pac-Man Jones.
He's like a satire rapper. I can't remember, but that's just the Detroit style, bro. Is just rapping a little ahead of the beat. And
I guess it's just like I'm so anal about like being on time that I hear that and it makes me twinge. Would you like that I use the word anal there?
Twinge.
Yeah.
So I don't think you should crucify these. Wait, crucify? Wait, what did I say? What did I say earlier in the show? Scrutify?
I don't know. You're just making up words.
Scrutify.
Scrutify and crudify.
I don't think
you
you
just
should
don't know words
scrutify him
today.
for this, bro. I kind of like it.
I'm not.
I kind of like it.
I'm not scrutifying him for this, but it does bother me as just an overall listening experience.
By the way, the song is called Rick Jameski.
That's right.
As if it's Rick James, but
Bitch.
ski. Rick James ski.
Rick James bitch.
It's just a very swag way of saying it. Man, these glasses that I'm wearing are just making me sound whiter, and it's weird. Anyway.
You are white.
This is produced by, I am very pasty, as you said. Produced by Helluva, by the way. He's hell of a producer. Yep. And this is the first single, or the first song, at least that he's promoting, off his new album coming out. T Grizzley's new album coming out May 16th, which I'm pretty excited about. I mean, you know, T Grizzley has really, really leaned into the streaming so much that I was like, yo, are you still making music, bro? Like, he streams almost every day. He streams GTA almost every day.
Damn. Did not know that.
I don't know how much money he has in that game. I don't know how big his squad is in that game, but there's no way he's not going around bullying motherfuckers online in that game.
For real.
Yeah,
you play it that much, you're just a borderline asshole.
That's what I'm
to
saying.
everybody.
You got to be a juggernaut in that. I remember one time I played GTA. It's GTA 5. I remember one time I played GTA 5, and I think I went to get a haircut. And I was sitting in the barber chair getting a haircut in the game, and I was like, you know what? This is fucking stupid. And then I shut it off and didn't play it again.
Man, I used to go pick up hookers and go have sex with them in the alley.
You gotta get yours somehow, you know?
Yeah.
But you're a faithful man and a married man, and so is T Grizzley.
I am.
And he mentions
is.
that.
I have that in my notes. He bragged about being faithful. I thought that was just the craziest thing.
I thought that was cool.
Like, okay.
He made it sound
We're bragging about standards? How? We're bragging about standards?
He made it
Next
sound
thing you know, he's
cool.
going to brag about waking up and making his bed in the morning, brushing his teeth, obeying traffic laws.
Mean
What else is there?
T Grizzley.
It never stops.
Mean T Grizzley could be in GTA 5. Let's leave him there. Okay, this man did go to prison too, and when he got out, he made that song First Day Out, and that was the one that went viral because LeBron was vibing out to it when he was working out. It was like the perfect storm for him. But yeah, this is the new T Grizzley. He's feeling rejuvenated. You know, he's feeling like you know what? I'm happy with who I am. I'm happy with my life situation. At least he's not capping about anything, you know? He's like,
he's very open and
I'll show
honest.
a bitch my ring. I'm married, bitch. I thought that was cool.
It was great.
I thought that was cool.
I get it. It was a cool way of doing it. He has a song coming out today called They Shot at Trump, by the way. I don't know if you saw that. It's
With
probably
LeBron
already
James
dropped
or
today.
T Grizzley?
T Grizzley. LeBron James has sound like Harry Carey. LeBron James having a song.
They shot at our
they
president.
shot at Trump.
That's my LeBron impression. That was awful. That was that's up there
so
with your
much
Morgan
white in
Freeman
that.
impression right there.
My Morgan Freeman impression is not that bad.
They shot at Trump.
Anyway.
Wow. Interesting. Okay.
As far as the song goes, I gave the song a 7.2 out of 10. I rated it higher than the Tech 9 song.
Ooh, wow. Look at that. Did you rate Legends, by the way?
5.5 out of 10.
Oh, okay. I said 6 out of 10 for Legends. Really got it. Anyways, yeah, Rick James Ski for me. By the way, that singing part kind of took me out of it a little bit.
Yeah.
The first time I heard it.
Yeah.
The
It'd be
second
cool
time
if
when
there
I
was,
knew
like,
it was
some
coming,
layers
I was
on it.
like, okay, this is kind of fun. But it sounded a little sloppy towards the end of his singing phrasing or singing phrase.
So if there was some harmonies, layers with it to make it a little bit more standoutish, it just felt dry to me, like basic.
Yeah, but I think it was meant to be like kind of satire though. A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like kind of like I'm just having fun with this. I'm just joking, kind of. And I don't know if that, because this song is called Rick Jameski, I don't know if that hook that he sang was a take on a Rick James song or what. I'm not sure. I'm not cultured enough to know. Cocaine is a hell of a drug. But yeah, I gave this one a 6.5 out of 10. Not as generous as you. Not that I had to be generous. I mean, I think it's a good song, but it's not like First Day Out level or something like that. I've heard better stuff from T Grizzley, basically. I've heard better stuff, but this was refreshing to hear. And it was cool. And his new album is coming out May 16th called Forever My Moment. And you know what? I fucking like that title a lot.
It's a pretty sick title.
Now, There was another song that I had on this list. And this was, well, not song, it was an artist. And it's what I thought was a song. I didn't do my due diligence here. I will take accountability for this. Ken Carson dropped a song called More Chaos. Now, if you didn't know, Ken Carson, I believe, is signed to Playboy Cardi, I think.
I'd fucking believe it.
It's something like that. My glasses are talking to me. Stop.
I heard that. I was like, what the fuck is that? All right.
I have metas.
This Ken Carson song, I think I listened to the wrong song anyway. What did I listen to?
There was no right song or wrong song because I didn't know this was a whole album and we weren't prepared to do a whole album review.
Oh.
So
is that what it is? Lord of Chaos? I think the song I listened to was called Money Spread. It was Money Spread because it was a music video from 3 days ago. That's what I listened to and watched.
Oh, well, tell us about your
And
experience.
I hated my fucking life. It was awful. It was a 0.0001 out of 10. It was so awful. And this has 1 million views in 3 days. And it makes me want to stop making music.
Get it,
It does.
Get it, Ken. Get it, Ken.
Money spread. Money spread. Dude, it just... Holy shit, dude. I'm all for music being subjective and people liking what they like. But God bless, dude. I try too hard to make... I guess I just think too hard. I try too hard to make my stuff make sense when I could just regurgitate sounds.
No.
808 beats that drown out. The 808 on that, dude, I played it in my truck. I could not even hear a word that he was saying. It was just straight drowning out everything.
Bruh.
Like, it's just what I got to do. This is just what I got to do now.
No. It's different
Awful,
lanes.
terrible song.
There's different lanes of hip-hop. You don't see...
I don't want to be in that lane.
A$AP Rocky looking at Jelly Roll being like, damn, he was rapping, but now he's singing country. I got to do that too. You know, like there's
You never
different
know, he
lanes.
might be.
Huh?
I said, you never know, he might be.
I know he
You
might
don't know
be
A$AP
plotting
Rocky.
it. He might be.
It's like, Rihanna, teach me how to sing, baby.
Take the world by storm. By fucking storm. Yeah, I didn't listen to any of this. I think I listened to Lord something.
Lord of Chaos.
Okay, Lord of Chaos. I listened to that a little bit and I was like, oh, this is Playboy Cardi. That's what I was thinking.
It's what it is.
When I was listening
I thought we got
to
away
it.
from it.
I'm
Why
not
have we
tapped
talked
in.
about Playboy Cardi so much?
I'm not
so
tapped into
bad.
Ken Carson. Did you know about him before?
No, never heard of him before.
Yeah, I'll openly admit I did not know who this was. But I guess I have to listen to this. I was not in the right mind state to listen to this, though. And I could listen to music in my glasses, in my meta glasses. And I was listening to this song, and I was like, this isn't the right setting. Sitting on a couch, relaxing, listening to this while taking notes. That's not the best way to listen to this. I need to listen to this when I'm either pissed off or trying to get hyped or in that weird time of the day where I'm trying to do the weirdest tactics possible to wake myself up because I'm tired but I have more work to do. You know, it's that's probably when I need to play this. Definitely play it in the car.
I can't even think of the right setting for the song that I listen to. Torture.
How about
Just
when your
to want
lawnmower
to torture
broke today?
myself. I was listening to the next song that we're going to talk about.
Oh.
But my lawnmower did break. My belt broke. I
Okay.
had to buy a new one, $100.
Okay. Well, damn. Well, no rating or anything needed for this because we didn't really dive into it like that. But Ken Carson did drop a new album called More Chaos. So if that's your flavor, then go check
Who
it
gives
out.
a shit?
Stop scrutifying him.
I screwify the shit out of him.
Scrutify the shit out of him. Speaking of scrutifying the shit out of somebody, the next song is called I Love... Well, that...
I love my bitch.
Damn it.
Just do it.
I was trying
messed it
to
up.
create suspense, yeah. So Shek
Well,
West,
I ruined it.
the man very popularly known for making the song Mo Bamba, da, 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 which I always thought was pretty hard. And Travis
It was
Scott
hard.
did this song called ILMB. It's produced by AM. And when I was looking at this title, I was like, you know what? This intrigues me. Acronym title. It intrigues me.
Acronym titles.
ILMB. What does this stand for? What does this stand for? And I sat there, and before hitting play, it was just running through acronyms in my head, like ILMB. What could this possibly stand for? I was theorizing. I was like, what does each letter represent in this name? All right, this is going to be fun. Let's finally hit play. Immediately I hear, I love my bitch.
Nothing like a quick spoiler to start the song.
Exactly. I was like, are we going to have like a captivating verse to like build up to like what this big reveal is?
I was like, we got to talk to him. He ruined his watch time for that. You got to save that for the chorus. At least get a minute and a half of listening into it before you tell everybody what I love my bitch.
He said it a lot.
But he sure did let everybody, I was like, he sure did let everybody know how much he loved his bitch.
He did.
There's got to be a counter somewhere.
But I liked it. Shek West had a very light voice on this in comparison to that breakout song, Mo Bamba, where he was like, it was
way different. Yeah.
And this one was like, I love my bitch, or however the fucking went. I don't even.
I love my bitch.
Yeah, it was like, yeah. It was fun. And then Travis Scott comes in with that heavy tone in the second verse. I think Travis Scott has one of the best voices in hip hop. There's something about it. It's just so cool, man. Yeah, I thought the song was.
I will say I've listened to so many Travis Scott features as of late because of these Cardi albums that we've listened to and the Lil Baby albums.
That's awesome.
And I feel like I like his features a lot. Oh, my camera froze. I saw it. I caught you, you whore.
Yo, I haven't even been looking at your face this whole fucking time.
Well, why the hell am I sharing my screen with you?
I don't
anyway,
know. Just leave it there. Just leave it there. I got it now. I forgot you had your video up. Because last time we didn't do it that way. So.
Yeah, I was on vacation, dickhead.
So. Doesn't ring a bell.
I honestly, so the song itself was fine. Not my cup of tea, obviously. It's not the style of music that I listen to. But I actually really like the idea of the song. Where, like, he keeps saying over and over, I love my bitch, but, like, our loves can mean something different.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, when I say I love you, it might not mean the same as you saying you love me. We love each other in different ways. It reminds me of color theory. Do you know what color theory is?
No. Enlighten me.
So, like, what color is your hat that you're wearing?
White.
White. Okay, I agree your hat is white. But it's just because we both have seen that color so many times and have been told so many times that hat is white. But your hat could look red to me, what you think is red, but it's actually white to me.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
So basically your perspective changes based off your experiences?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, this is probably the most intellectual conversation we've ever had on
Isn't
the Papadoo podcast.
And it's about Shek West. Who would have thought?
Yeah, that was I thought that kind of threw it off a little bit. I kind of wanted it to keep it ignorant if we just kept saying I love my bitch over and over. He's like, but I love don't mean the same. And I was like, now it sounds like you're trying to make it deep. Like, just say you love your bitch, man. Just move on, you know?
I did say it a lot.
It took me out of it a little bit when he said that.
Hold on.
Yeah. That was crazy. Okay, now your I'm going to start watching your camera from now on because your camera did the wildest shit. You skipped frames in real life. IRL. There's another acronym for you.
I have no idea what just happened.
I need you to talk.
I reset everything.
My throat is giving up on me.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you. Do you hear me?
I hear you now. Everything's fine.
Great.
All right. Well, that was Shek West, Travis Scott, I Love My Bitch. I gave this song a 4.7 out of 10.
Wow, I thought you were going to give it a higher rating after you kind of praised it a little bit. You're like, yeah, I like the Travis Scott features. I like what he did with this song. Blah, 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 blah. 4 out of 10. Fucking sucks ass.
Listen, I'm going Fantano scores, okay? Anything above a 6 is a pretty listenable song.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10. It was one of my favorites from this week.
Wow. So would that be your song of the week? Should we start doing that? We ought to give a song of the week.
I like it. Write that down, Stuart. Write that down, Stuart. Man, I'm on vacation. I don't give a fuck about
You
people
said he
on
was
vacation.
off. Okay.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah, clearly. I have experience, Stuart.
The last song for the songs of the week, our longest songs of the week segment of all time. This has almost been an hour. Holy shit!
I didn't expect that to happen. I thought we were going to struggle to meet the hour dead mark today.
When you love hip-hop, Crypt, you just have to talk about it for hours on end.
Great. What's his last song?
Anime.
I'm not going to have any input. Yeah, I won't have hardly any input because I was listening to this when my lawnmower broke.
This was the best one! Amine. Arc de Triomphe. Arc de
Triomphe.
Yeah. I was going to try to say it with the French accent.
The gabagool. Oh,
Arc
that's
de
Italian.
Triomphe. Wait, that's fucking gabagool. Isn't...
Gabagool's Italian. You started doing that, so I look like I'm playing with balls.
It reminds me of that one time you're like, you know what else rubs off? A Grammy. You were like... Anyways, yeah, Arc de Triomphe, which is the first song that Amine, not anime, Amine is putting out for his album 13 Months of Sunshine, which also drops on May 16th, the same day as T Grizzley's album. So you better get ready for 2 album reviews that week, Crypt.
I've never even heard of the other guy. Now we're doing an album review of him?
Who? Amine?
Yeah, I've never heard of him.
Bruh.
Never listened to a single song by him.
Wow. He's a character. He's definitely a character. But his shit is creative. It's fun. Like this song, for example, it had that house beat, like right off the bat. This one was produced by Lido, I think is his name. He's a Norwegian producer, but he's produced for a couple people. He's produced for, Chance the Rapper, Mariah Carey, Ariana Grande, Wiz Khalifa, Ty Dolla $ign, Skrillex. Why the fuck does Skrillex need a producer? Ludacris, Jaden Smith, Jeremiah, Benny Blanco, Suga of BTS, ASAP Ferg. He has
Benny
quite
Blanco?
the resume.
Wow. Shout out to this guy.
Yeah. So he produced this song Arc de Triomphe, which the only familiarity I have with Arc de Triomphe is do you watch the John Wick movies?
Yes.
I think it was in John Wick 4.
I have not seen the fourth one.
Okay. Well, there's a scene where you have to get on that, by the way, because a new John Wick spin-off movie with John Wick in it is coming out in June, I think, called The Ballerina.
Wow, did not know that.
Yeah.
All right.
And then John Wick 5 is cleared to come out. So
Really?
they're going to be working on that too. Yep, they're still making John Wick movies.
Great.
But anyways, there was a scene where they were like in the streets, and John Wick was shooting people, believe it or not, in this scene.
No way.
Yeah. And it was doing it through traffic on a busy street. So it's kind of a dope scene. But I think it was in front of Arc de Triomphe because I'm pretty sure some of this movie takes place in France. Anyways, that's all I know about Arc de Triomphe. And the song was really fucking bouncy, fast paced. He had a cool little effect on his voice when he first came in. So during the hook, he puts like a little flanger or slap delay on his voice. I thought it was cool. I thought it was a welcoming sight to see Amine back in this bag again. You need to get on Amine, man. You need to get on him because he's fun.
Awesome.
He's fun. And he's from Portland, so he's a fucking weirdo. And it's dope. That's Portland's slogan. That's their slogan. Keep Portland weird. So it's not offensive. It's not offensive, I don't think.
Well, shout out to Amine. I heard like a minute of it and it sounded good, but I couldn't really pay too much attention to it because, my belt broke on my lawnmower. I was not a happy camper at the moment.
You owe the people a 5-paragraph essay about this song, about what you thought about it. And you have to post
Fuck the people. That
on
was
the community.
Songs of the Week. Bow.
Week of Song.
Oh, yeah, I do it in reverse. Week of Songs.
It's too complicated.
Sorry.
Couple things I just want to mention.
Let's get on. Okay.
Fuck you. Travis Scott apparently at Coachella had a performance where he had people floating in the air, and I haven't seen a video of it, but I want to.
Nice.
And then
I saw you put that on there and then said you couldn't find a video, so I assumed we weren't going to talk about it.
Yeah, I couldn't find. I can't find really good videos from Coachella.
I've got zero input.
Maybe they're just really heavily copyrighted or protected.
That's what I'm saying. I wonder if they're just like blocking that stuff down.
Yeah. So I need to find this video of motherfuckers floating on stage. Sounds cool.
It would be nice to see.
It's probably scary. And then Ludacris had a say in what the best rap song was of all time. What do you think it was?
I know what it was. You told me.
Oh. Rapper's Delight. Now, as much as I respect this song being like a pioneer in hip hop,
yeah,
there's
all it is.
There's a 14-minute version of this song.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
I knew it was long, like 7 minutes long. I didn't know there was.
Yeah, the original was as long too. But I was listening to it for about 3 minutes.
Keep going back.
And I was like, you know what? I'm shutting this off. I've heard it before, but I just
of course.
Maybe I just wasn't in the mood for it, man. Maybe I just wasn't in the mood for it. But yeah, I mean, I've heard it. Obviously, but and every time I get confused between the bass line in this song and the bass line for Another One Bites the Dust.
Another One Bites the Dust.
Yeah.
Yes.
By Queen, but they're very different. They are different. Maybe not very different.
Yeah, they are different. I wonder which one. Did the Queen one come first? When did the song come out?
No, this would have definitely came out first, right? No, Another One Bites the Dust.
No, it was 79.
No. Yeah, Queen was
Another
first.
One Bites the Dust. Another One Bites the Dust. Another One Bites the Dust.
And another one does. And another one does. Another one bites the dust.
When did it
I fucking love Queen, man. I love Queen. They were on a different level than all these other bands that were like classic rock bands.
Rapper's Delight did come out first. It came out in 79. Another One Bites the Dust came out in 80. So there might be some sort of lawsuit right there.
That's crazy. Pew, pew, pew. This is a Papa exclusive.
Yeah. The bass lines are very, very, very similar. All right. I'll talk. So I agree. As it's a respectful choice. It feels like a safe choice. You know, I would expect more from Ludacris, I feel like. You know?
I mean,
it just feels like the safe choice for anybody that doesn't really know rap all that much. But like, yeah, Nas' Illmatic is the best album of all time.
Yeah.
Rapper's Delight is the best rap song ever. Like, come on, man. Give me a little more. It is not the best rap song ever. It's a very pioneering rap song. It's one of the first rap songs.
Yeah.
And like people still reference it with the Hotel Motel Holiday Inn and hip hop. You don't stop the rock till the bang bang boogie.
You don't stop.
Yeah. Like, come on. Like, be real. All right. They're pioneering, but that is not the best rap song ever.
I can see it though. It's his take. I mean, original.
Sometimes
it's you just like the original flavor.
That's very true. I agree with that. And Ludacris is amazing. I think he is hella underrated. I feel like people sleep on him so much, and I respect the shit out of Ludacris. So I'm not like dogging him or anything. All right. I love Ludacris.
You're not screwifying him,
but I'm not screwifying. No.
Okay.
But I disagree with the choice. But again, like you can't just pinpoint one. You really can't. There's no song that I can think of in rap that is the best rap song of all time. What do you think?
No.
I always lean towards Lose Yourself, but it's because I'm white. I mean, it's just the fact of the matter. At least that's what people are going to tell me.
This is something I got to think about. Because in classic rock, I'm just going to bring that up.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And it's not close.
It is the best. It's not.
Kind of like Black Parade or whatever? That song by
for the emo scene?
Chemical Romance, My Chemical Romance. That might be definitively the best song in that genre. You know, that pop rock genre or whatever, pop punk genre. But rap, I don't know. The best song. I gotta think about this. Sometimes I think of like those 50 Cent like huge singles or.
Yeah,
something.
but it just, I don't know. You just got to find something that encompasses all of it.
Thrift
And
shop.
I feel like rap is thrift shop. Yeah, as if Lose Yourself wasn't white enough.
Yeah, well,
We go with
Lose Yourself
Macklemore.
isn't really white. It's not really white.
I do think Lose Yourself is like the best rap song of all time.
Okay.
I'm
not
gonna put a
mad at
stamp on
that.
it.
I'm actually not mad at that. It's breaking news. 2 white guys think Lose Yourself is the best rap song of all time. I will say it's a very tense. I think there is some nostalgia attached to it. I'm not going to lie. So I don't know. I can't sit here and say that is the case, but that first verse is iconic, of course. And those guitars are so fucking tense. They played it yesterday during a final timeout in the Warriors against the Clippers game yesterday, and I heard them playing it in the arena, and I was like, "Ooh, this is making me like feel more tense." Like during the timeout, you see the players like, "I hope they don't pass me the ball," and then yeah, it was just
It just invokes that feeling in you,
yeah,
and there's just so much emotion to it, and obviously the lyricism, the rhyme schemes it was pioneering at the time. There's just a lot to it, and I don't know. It does give me similar vibes as Bohemian Rhapsody does to rock and roll, and Black Parade does to punk rock.
All right. Well, I need to think about this. I need to come back to this next week. We'll come back.
Okay.
I'll come back with my answer for the greatest hip hop song of all time, and also come with my song of the week out of the songs of the week, and you'll do the same, I presume. I hope, unless your lawnmower
Okay,
breaks.
that's the new segment
again.
we're doing. So yeah, my vote was Eminem, Lose Yourself. Speaking of white dudes rapping in Eminem, our final segment of the day, the white rapper Mount Rushmore. This isn't just out of the blue, by the way. Complex made a post about this, and they had their own Mount Rushmore of white rappers. Did you see who they were?
No, and I'm glad I
You didn't. Okay, I want you to guess who they are. There's obviously 4 presidents on the Mount Rushmore, so you need 4 white rappers.
Wait a minute.
Or best white rappers
This is a twist. So
all time.
hold on. Did you come up with your own?
I have my own list, yes.
Oh, you do?
But
Okay.
they had their own.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Here's what my 4 would be. All right, Mount Rushmore.
I want you to. You're 4. Okay, you're 4, and then I want you to tell me what you think they put.
Okay. Oh. All right, I'm gonna do my 4 first. All right, because I had to think long and hard about this. This wasn't easy, and it made me realize there's not a lot of white rappers out there.
And not a lot of good ones.
Not a lot of good ones. But luckily, I narrowed down the 4 best white rappers. Look no further. They're right here. First off, what's a white rapper without a little bit of charisma, humor, if you will, meshed in with that, and just fun? You know, white rapper having fun with the genre. Being a guest in hip-hop, no problem. I'm still going to entertain the fuck out of you in your house. The first one on my list is Riff Raff. Second is somebody who is undeniably in love with the culture of hip-hop, respects it to the T, isn't worried about the clout, isn't worried about anything. He's just worried about being the best possible rapper he can and pushing the genre forward. Ladies and gentlemen, my second is Tom McDonald. Third on my Mount Rushmore of white rappers is a rapper who people just seem to forget, but once the song plays, you remember right away. And I don't think he gets enough respect. For God's sake, the Lord and Savior is in his fucking name. Ladies and gentlemen, Slim Jesus is my number 3. And then last is a rapper, you might be like, wait a minute, Joey. I've never heard of this white rapper. His name is Jick. And the reason why you haven't heard of him is because what I have done is cleverly took Logic's name and split it in half, right down the middle. Because the white part of Logic, half of Logic, if you will, is Jick. And he, of course, deserves to be on my Mount Rushmore of white rappers. Riff Raff, Tom McDonald, Slim Jesus, and Jick.
I don't know how you made it through that whole thing with a serious face. That was one of the funniest things you've ever done on the Papa-Do podcast. I am proud of you for that. I need some applause there. I was really tuned in. I was like, is he going to say Lil Dicky? Or is this his clever way of talking about Eminem being like kind of loose and fun? And he's like, Riff Raff. I was like, okay, this fucker.
Yo, Lil Dicky is there was a lot of potential there. I think people didn't give him enough credit, to be honest.
Absolutely.
If I'm gonna be honest there, but and I don't know if he kicks himself. I mean, I'm sure he's happy. He's a Jewish dude that ended up making money. Of course, he's fucking happy. But anybody making money would be.
You just gotta throw the Jew in there.
God, I gotta stop listening to Kanye's podcast every night while I go to sleep. I have to stop. Now, all right, I do have a serious list, but let's listen to yours first.
What? Okay.
Or do you want to read off?
Yeah, I want you tell me.
You want my serious list?
I want you to guess what Complex listed as theirs.
Okay. Well, Complex they probably listed Complex.
Okay, here, just give me yours, and I'll let you know how close you are to Complex, because they're right all the time. Let me have your list.
Fuck. I'm trying to think in the mind of Complex.
No, I want your list. Don't worry about Complex.
You want my list? Okay.
Yes.
My list. The first one is a little bit shocking. But I do believe just because an artist is more recent doesn't mean that they should be excluded from this list. The longevity is kind of there. He's been around for over a decade. He's kind of crossed genres a little bit, but he had a huge run of mixtapes he put on for the Bay when he came onto the scene, which hasn't really been seen that much for white rappers. So I'm gonna go with G-Eazy is actually on my Mount Rushmore. Now, that's probably the most controversial one. And before I go any further, I'll say my honorable mention after. Second one is somebody that I personally don't really listen to, but his name just circles around so much in hip hop that I can't fucking ignore it. I can't ignore the fact that he did a whole fucking project with Wu-Tang. What white rapper wouldn't want to do that? You can't ignore the mark that this man has left on the game, sticking to his style, and just a producer and rapper. A$AP Rock is second.
The great one.
Third one. We all know what my fourth one's going to be. Okay, I'm saving the main one for last. So, third one was kind of tough, but when I thought about it and I thought about discography, cultural impact, and the fact that people are still listening to his music, even though he's no longer with us, and me going to his shows and seeing him perform and seeing how much of not only a dope hip-hop artist he was, how much he fucking loved hip-hop and stuck to the roots of it, but how much he was an instrumentalist too. Mac Miller is third on mine. And then fourth is Eminem. And that's not really debatable.
Right. That is not.
Honorable mention, Beastie Boys. Just the whole group of the Beastie Boys.
Yeah.
For kind of busting into the rap game a little bit as the white rappers, I would say.
Yeah. They were the white rapper.
Yeah. So
they were before Vanilla Ice.
That's my serious list.
Okay.
And now I'm curious.
Your serious list, Eminem, G-Eazy, Mac Miller, and A$AP Rock.
Yeah. G-Eazy was, for me, personally, that was like the most personal one. Probably G-Eazy, because I just love the way like he carried himself and how he sounded on songs. And I was excited when his first album came out, like his first studio album, and it was just I'm good with this list.
So
I'm good with this.
For me, there really was only one true definitive answer, and the rest felt like they were up in the air. So Eminem's the obvious answer.
Yep.
As far as my other three,
Crypt.
really went back and forth a lot here. Definitely not me. I do have Mac Miller on mine, but again, it just feels, I don't know, man. I don't want to say it feels disingenuous, but obviously the passing aspect has a lot to do with it too, because it leaves more of a legacy. And, you just got to look at how rappers impacted other people's lives and how they impacted rap in general. And I think it's almost impossible not to have A$AP Rock on here. Like, literally one of the best lyricists of all time. And so he's floating around there as well. I don't have him, I don't know. It's
Is
hard.
he on your list?
And so he is on my list, yes.
Okay.
So those are three on my list. The fourth spot. All right. I have a lot of toss-ups right here. You ready for these names?
Yeah.
So I do have the Beastie Boys, but it's a group. So I put them out.
Right.
I can't do that.
Okay.
I had LP as a consideration, but he's part of Run the Jewels.
Yep.
And so I kind of put that out. And then there's three names that I sat on for a long time. Name number one, Paul Wall. The Iceman.
Okay.
All right. What it do, baby?
Paul Wall, baby. I'm the people's champ. Something, my teeth light up like a lamp. He had so many ways of describing his grill. Anyways,
He did.
Go ahead.
Number two was Machine Gun Kelly, believe it or not. And number three was NF for me, personally.
Okay, yeah. That's like your G-Eazy, basically.
Yeah.
NF
So,
up there. Yeah.
I'm putting NF as my fourth.
Okay.
Just personally,
That's right.
that's it.
For your list?
Paul Wall. Yeah, Paul Wall's right there behind him.
Wow. Why is he so close? What do you like about Paul Wall?
He's an OG. What are you talking about? He's an OG, dude.
Yeah, he is.
He's been around for so long.
He is, but
I feel like he was one of the first accepted white dudes in rap before Eminem. You know how long Paul Wall's been around?
no, clearly I don't. Swishahouse must be
Since like 91.
more iconic than I thought.
Yeah,
Damn.
that is the guy.
Okay.
Oh, I'm frozen. The whole computer's frozen.
Maybe you upset the white rapper gods.
The boss.
You upset the white rapper gods, and now Nardwar is going to come at your bedside tonight, and he's going to force you into an interview. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying right now. There was somebody else that I wanted to mention, and I can't even remember who the fuck it was.
All right.
And he was white.
Logic?
No, Evidence. The rapper that's in Dilated Peoples.
Yes.
Yes, I was on a run for a while listening to Dilated Peoples, but I always thought the black dude in that group was better. No,
Yeah.
did I?
When
Did
you
I think that?
pull people from groups, Evidence was the best rapper of that group by far.
Okay. Maybe I just thought he sounded, maybe I liked his voice. Bro, I don't remember. It's been a long time. It's been 20 years since I heard Dilated Peoples.
Yeah.
It's been a long time, so I would need to go back and listen. But I know I love the
I haven't
fucking
listened
song
to him
World at
since,
War. No, World on Wheels.
I haven't listened to him since Eminem beefed with Evidence. That was the last time that I checked him out.
Yeah. Not a lot of people
know
about
time.
that. That's
Yeah.
yeah, but
Crazy.
yeah, there's the whitest segment that you'll ever hear on the
whitest segment. So the reason
whiter.
the main reason I said that is because MGK quote tweeted Complex's thing and said not having me on the Mount Rushmore of white rappers is an insult. It was like pissed that he wasn't on this list.
I mean, I appreciate the confidence. I admire the confidence.
Yeah.
I admire the confidence.
Man, sound like a white rapper. Great. So do you want me to tell you what Complex's the Rushmore was?
Oh shit, you didn't even tell me that yet. I was about to wrap up.
No, I didn't.
Let's do it.
So, obviously they had Eminem, they had Mac Miller, they had Paul Wall, and they had Russ as their fourth.
Russ. Damn, I didn't
They had
think
Russ.
about Russ. I'm
Russ
not mad
was
at
their
Russ. I'm not mad at Russ at all. That
It's
motherfucker is a
interesting.
touring fucking monster. And he created like a whole culture movement in the game for independent artists to release more often and see the power of that and what happens when you breed consistency. I'm not mad at Russ. I'm not.
Yeah,
I think Mac Miller deserves to be part of the conversation.
I feel like is the hard one to put up.
Macklemore deserves to be part of the conversation just because of the number one hits and shit like that.
No.
No?
No.
What about
No.
Jack Harlow?
No.
He's had a lot of number one hits.
No.
Consuela.
No, Mac Miller, no, don't deserve it.
Damn it. Why does my voice crack when I do that? I don't know.
I've seen some people say like Asher Roth deserved part of it.
No.
Action Bronson, like I think they just started naming white rappers they knew at some point.
I mean, Action Bronson is nice. Your camera is fucky right now. Like something.
Your camera's fucky. It's yours. It's not mine. I just reset my shit.
It's not mine. You're the one that just
It's
froze.
You froze. I'm fine on my end.
Well, maybe this is the perfect time to call it quits.
Yeah. But I made a song saying I would never call it quits.
Let us know what your Mount Rushmore is of white rappers. Very curious to hear this. Leave your comments on Spotify and on YouTube, wherever you listen to the podcast. We appreciate you listening. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Papadoo Podcast. I feel like we came strong and got back down to business in this motherfucking episode.
I love coming strong. Papadoo!